Now, in what should be a big win for free speech, as you know, Elon Musk has finally taken the reins at Twitter. To no surprise, Musk's acquisition sent the censorship-loving lefties into a meltdown. The symbolism wasn't lost on the eccentric billionaire who tweeted early on, "The bird is freed," which is what a lot of people wanted to hear. And after sacking the board, it appears Musk is serious about reforming this social media giant. Let me bring in Stephen Shearer, who's the former Facebook Australia CEO. Thanks for joining us, Stephen. First up, give us your assessment of technology and all sorts of publication and legal constraints here. How do you think Elon Musk will be able to allow freer discourse on Twitter at the same time he tries to stamp out some of the horrid abuse?
It's an amazing moment we've come to where, we actually have one person who's running one of the major social media platforms in the world. And this person avowedly says he's a free speech absolutist, and he has his own tendency to tweet things and communicate things that sometimes are not always seen as true. And now he's in charge. So he's got an interesting task ahead of him. On the one hand, he's got to try to make a business out of this, presumably, to try to repay, the loans he has, to get the other investors satisfied who backed him in this round. But on the other hand, he wants to create a more open and, and maybe Wild West sort of space for free speech, which he thinks this pendulum has swung too far with the platforms like Twitter and Facebook before. He wants to bring it back. Now, it remains to be seen whether advertisers and other parties want to stay on Twitter for the long run. And remember, Twitter makes almost all of its money from advertising. So it's a fascinating moment. I'm not sure how it's going to play out.
Well, it is. He's basically running the whole show on his own at the moment. As you say, he's the sole director and he's got rid of the senior executives, but he says he'll fix that quickly. But the essential conflict here is opening up to free speech, but trying to get rid of the foul and vicious abuse. Now, you at Facebook must have been very familiar with that challenge. They're two aims that rub up against each other.
I think if you really get to the heart and soul of a Mark Zuckerberg or of Twitter's former leadership team, actually they didn't want to be moderating speech. It wasn't actually something they wanted to do. They didn't want to be the arbiter of truth or not truth. But in many ways, it was forced upon them, and forced upon them by regulators sort of looming over them, politicians complaining, brands and advertisers fleeing the platform if there was too much toxic content on the platform.
But Stephen, you know that where they tried to tighten it up was only to silence the right, or right arguments. That's the whole problem that I think Musk sees, is that there's been censorship of the right side of politics and a free rein given to the liberal or the left side.
I think what we're going to find is Elon Musk finds that wasn't necessarily the case, and he's going to find it a lot harder now that he's at the controls to moderate the speech on the platform in a way that even matches his own libertarian views. I think he's going to find it very challenging over the next couple of years.
Just finally, do you think he's going to make money out of it? He says that's not his aim, but I mean, as you alluded to at the outset, he has to do it to satisfy investors.
Well, I remember when Tesla was mocked for its attempts to take on the car companies, and he's been thus far reasonably successful financially in many ways with Tesla. So you never discount Elon Musk and what he can do. And so I'm like many people, I'm looking on with some excitement and also trepidation about what Musk will do, but I'm sure he has a plan to make money somewhere along the line.
Thanks for joining us, Stephen. Appreciate your insights. Stephen Shearer there, who used to head up Facebook Australia. I got to say, I'm not on Twitter anymore, and I don't really get on there to have a look, but I did today just to have a look at the place and have a look at what Elon Musk is up to. Man, it's still one crazy world there. It is one crazy, messed up world, Twitter. So if he can improve that, good luck to him.